ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Tell me about this. I want to know more.
Oh, yeah. No.
Holy cow.
We've had a lot of fun.
So I'm a little concerned.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
What's wrong?
realized today
Yeah.
as I went to get my shoes to take my daughter out to an appointment,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't find a matching pair.
Uh-oh.
And so I went to the garage, and I was looking in my hall closet. So I went to the garage where my shoes were that I wore from yesterday.
Yeah.
Because typically I pull the car into the garage,
Mm-hmm.
kick off my shoes, and go into the house.
Right.
So I go into the garage. Actually, my daughter went into the garage for me to get the shoes. She brings them out. Lo and behold, they're a mismatched pair,
Uh-oh.
which makes me wonder, did I wear two different shoes at the same time
For an entire day.
for an entire
Yes.
day?
Now, there are some questions I need to ask before we worry about this too much. How different were the shoes?
Okay.
From a distance, could somebody
Like
think they were the same shoes?
Style.
Somebody would know, because even though the color could have passed,
Yeah.
one has a white sole and the other one has black.
Oh, people miss that. That could be just like creative. Okay, now, the second thing, what were you wearing with the shoes? Were you wearing a skirt or shorts so that they really showed, or did you have pants on?
I was wearing capris, so yes, they were rolled
They
up.
showed. Okay.
And I was at a hospital, and nobody was looking at my feet. Like nobody was like
cared.
giving me any weird glances. I mean, they probably, I don't know.
Because they
Who
were
knows?
all busy with whatever brought them to the hospital. So.
Yes.
Yes, they were. But
Yes.
here's the thing: is that I sat down for 3 of those hours. I was with
Yes.
2 other adults, never mind nurses that were coming and going, plus
Uh-huh.
a 10-year-old who
Yeah.
loves, as 10-year-olds do. They will point out things, right?
Right.
So first of all, did I really wear 2 different pairs of shoes yesterday? And if I did, how did not one single person notice or say anything to me? So,
Well,
and here's the kicker. I've been trying
yes.
to get a hold of my friend who I was with yesterday so that she
Yes.
could either say yay or nay.
Yes.
And of course, her phone is not working.
All right. Well, one thing I think I could say for sure is that you don't want to call your friend who you were with at the hospital while a traumatic procedure was going on and say, by the way, did you notice my shoes? I think she had other things on her mind.
She had other things on her. But, she's the kind of friend that would notice and say something.
Yes.
But-
Is it possible that the fact that nobody said something means they weren't really that obviously different?
Or is it possible they were so different and nobody wanted to say anything because they were worried?
Maybe they just thought that the sole of one of them was really, really dirty. You would walk through something black.
Maybe they were just being kind.
You are determined to put the worst possible spin on this, aren't you?
I just don't understand how I did it for 5
What's that
hours.
sound I hear coming from California? It's people talking about Nicole. Did you
I
see her
know.
shoes?
Her shoes. And the
Can you
thing
believe
is,
that?
I've done that. I've done that before, too. Once before I did that.
You've talked about people's shoes, or you've worn different shoes?
I've worn different shoes. I wore them to school the whole day. One black and one brown.
You know what? My feeling on this, and listeners refer back to our episode last week about embracing your age. Just own it. I did that on purpose. I thought it would look cool. Isn't this what the kids are doing today? I couldn't find the other one, and I wanted to go out. Yeah, just own
Okay.
it. What the heck?
Own it.
Who cares? Who cares? Really? Does anybody care about your shoes?
Well,
I mean, don't do it
worries
again,
me.
but
Don't do
worried.
it
own
again.
although, why not? You know what? If I can bring a backpack to a wedding, you can wear 2 different shoes.
See, Terry has an ulterior motive.
We give ourselves permission. Now, I would not wear one high heel and one flat. That could
No.
be trouble. But if they're both the same style of shoe and they're sort of the same color and there's just an odd detail that's different, I totally think you can get away with that.
You think?
I do.
I just don't get how I did that.
But now you have to wear the other set Just so the wear and tear is even.
Yeah, that's right. I need
You've
to keep up the
neglected
trend.
one each from those two pairs.
Honestly, Catherine, what are you thinking? Do you think that... Come
Well-
on, we've got to have a consensus here.
But you're worried, like, is this a sign that I'm losing my marbles? And I'll tell you what I have heard, which is doing something like, for swapping your shoes or losing your car keys or whatever is just regular old forgetfulness or distraction or what have you. It's when you have the shoes in your hands and you don't know what to do with them. You don't know what they're for. Or you put them in the microwave or whatever. That's when we have to start to worry about you.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think you should.
So we're not worried just yet. If I get on the podcast one day and say, who are you and what are you doing?
Then we're going to have...
That might be an issue.
That would be a problem. Let me ask you, Nicole, what do you have on your feet right now?
Nothing.
Nothing? And your feet match? Everything looks good?
Everything looks
You
good.
don't have, like, different toenail polish on one foot.
That's right. That's
Nope.
the next step,
Nope. Everything looks good and accounted for
Okay,
and
good.
Excellent.
relatively normal.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
okay,
dear.
so are we all agreeing that this was just, just...
You had a lot on your mind.
one-off?
It's not a big deal.
Yes. Yes. You just
Okay.
grabbed two shoes that looked relatively the same and didn't think about it. But
Okay.
you might want to put those shoes in different parts of your closet from now on.
Oh, I'm thinking
Segregate, like alternate styles so that you can't, you would know if you put two on that were the same because they would feel really different.
that. Okay.
These are the things that we must do as we, start losing it. You gotta set things up so that you don't.
Oh, boy.
Put a little note on the microwave. No shoes go here.
Right, not
No
for shoes.
shoes. Okay.
Well, maybe I should introduce us so we make sure that we all are who we say we are and that we're in the right place.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Do we all match?
So, hello, and welcome to Parenting Roundabout, a weekly podcast about the things that parents are talking about, obsessing about, and complaining about right now. I'm Catherine Haleko, which is not what the script says. And with me today are Nicole Eridix
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
and Terry Morrow.
Hello. Also not wearing shoes.
So today on the podcast, we're going to talk about punishments on our speed round. That sounds exciting. And shout out some stuff we like on the Roundabout Roundup and do some shameless self-promotion. But first, we would like to issue some commandments.
Yes, I think we saw an article that said 10 Commandments of Parenting, right?
Mhm.
And what it turned out to be was just a bunch of hot button topics, which, been there, done that. So we got to thinking that perhaps what is really needed is 10 commandments for how to treat parents. Like, for example, I would say, and often have as the parent of a kid with special needs, thou shalt not act like you know my kid and my kid's issues better than I do, for I shalt smite thee mightily. So we thought we would talk today about some of these 10 commandments that we would issue to those around us, be they close family members, be they stink-eyed church people, be they doctors, or, dare I say, with apologies to Nicole, teachers.
It's all good.
What do you guys have up your sleeve as commandments for these parents? Let's start making a list. We may have more than 10. I'm pretty sure we have more than 10. Catherine, what would you like to command people to shalt not?
Well, I was thinking about how we talked a little bit about this too. Those terms like helicopter parent and lawnmower parent and what was the one, potted plant parent. So thou shalt not group me in, thou shalt not name me after some noun and lump me into a group with every other parent. That's not expressed all that well, let's just say. But, you know, thou shalt not make assumptions about...
Absolutely.
About how I do things. You know,
Perfect.
just because I'm a parent. So, there's a lot more to it than that, right?
Yes.
Thou shalt not come up with some name for parents just to get a clickbaity title for your article.
That's
There we
exactly
go.
what it is.
There it is.
Thou shalt cut that the heck out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hey, that is a good thing. That is a good thing.
Well, I'll mention the one that I brought up in our conversation when we started talking about our topic today.
Uh-huh.
This is more directed at spouses.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The other parent of your child.
Yes.
For every dirty diaper you pretend to ignore, thou shalt change 10 dirty diapers.
That seems only fair.
Like, really? You know, how can you not smell that? How did you not see that staining the back of their shirt?
Aw.
How could you let them sit there?
If thou smellest it, thou takes care of it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was
That is a useful one. Yeah.
How about thou shalt not make promises to my children that I will have to deal with?
Oh, yes. Yes. No TV for a week. Okay, that's a little...
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
No iPads for a week. No phone for a week.
Thou shalt give me a break, will you please?
Yes.
Yeah. When I have often felt the need for with extended family is thou shalt not use the words you've got to understand when speaking about my family.
Right.
It's a corollary of the one earlier, but anytime somebody starts saying something to me, you got to understand when they're talking about something that I understand way better than they do. You know, there need to be tablets that I can bonk them on the head with.
Stone tablets, not iPads.
Stone tablets. That's exactly right. Although I would take whatever was close at hand. You know, thou shalt respect my knowledge of all things, really.
Yeah,
but
everything.
things that apply to me personally, most especially. Right. That is true for everybody, pretty much, but a certain family member in particular.
Yes. I have one that speaks to an event that happened last weekend with our animals. Thou shalt not wake me up in the morning to clean up the dog's mess.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh. That goes along with the dirty diaper. If you discover it, if you smell
very
it,
similar.
or step in it, it's yours to take care of.
Exactly.
Unless it's us that does it, in which case we can creep off someplace and leave it to somebody else to find, right? Yeah. No. Thou shalt not call me a hypocrite.
Right.
I have my reasons.
Well, and I think thou shalt not wake me up, period. Like,
exactly.
Thou shalt not wake me up to clean up after the dog. Don't wake me up at all. Like, just don't.
Exactly.
Unless someone is bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one for the way people treat parents. I mean, it's at schools and really pretty much everywhere, families also. Thou shalt give me and my child the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
It's something that does not happen often enough, you know. And yet, so often needed.
Yeah.
Whether it's a tantrum in a public place or it's a, you know, questionable parenting choice to somebody else.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah. You just, it goes along with not judging because you do not have all the information.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Thou shalt not judge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's good advice for us all, is it not? Though it is fun. It is fun to judge.
Right.
Thou shalt not have fun at my expense. Would be just fine.
Here's more of a lighthearted one.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not judge my sunglasses and yoga pants at the playground.
Or my 2 different shoes.
Or my 2 different shoes.
I do kind of want to judge the yoga pants, though I can't.
No judging of the yoga pants, please.
All right.
No
All right.
judging.
I want to obey.
Yes.
I want to obey.
You know, we try
It's
our
hard.
best.
Yes, that's true. I mean, I would not judge sweats or torn clothing or,
Right. So how about
pajamas.
do not
But
judge
yoga
what I
pants
wear
seems like-
today.
There you go. All right, yes, let's...
Do not even go there because you have no
Yes.
idea what happened that morning. That got
I think
me
thou
to
shalt
this
not
place.
even go there is perhaps...
If I'm wearing my husband's sunglasses because I forgot mine at home, or if I am wearing, an old pair of sweatpants that are ripped at the knee, I would never wear yoga pants, FYI, just because I don't feel like they're meant for my body. But
Well, this is what I'm saying. We can't judge the people who can wear those.
no, I mean, I know Catherine likes yoga pants and she can wear them.
Do you like yoga pants, Catherine? I apologize.
I do like yoga pants.
Mm-hmm.
I wear them. That is my default in the morning until I've exercised in them, and then I
All right.
take them off.
Sidebar.
Sometimes I take them off.
What precisely is the definition of yoga pants?
Well, for me, I
Small
think
conversational side road listeners, just hang.
I think people think that leggings and yoga pants are the same thing. And
Or stretch pants?
yeah, and I don't think that. Like,
What differentiates yoga pants?
Yoga pants to me are more like pants. Like they aren't tight around the ankle like stretch pants or leggings are.
Yeah.
But they're
Well,
stretchy.
wouldn't that- So they're stretchy pants.
They're stretchy.
Are they full length?
They can be, or they could be. I have some capri ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're just pants that are stretchy enough to do
No,
twisty pretzel moves in.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay.
But we don't usually
Well-
do twisty pretzel moves. We just walk.
Well, I do
Go to the
yoga
grocery
in
store.
them too.
Do you do yoga?
sometimes. Sure.
In the
Thou shalt not judge my way of relaxing.
That's
I
right.
really need it.
Thou shalt not judge my form of exercise.
Right. Because at least I'm doing something.
Exactly. If I count picking up laundry off my daughter's floor as a form of exercise.
Good cardiovascular work. I bet there's a lot of it. Up and down, up and down.
Lot.
Bending. How about for the teachers, thou shalt not give my kids homework that I have, projects that are for the entire family.
Yes.
Yes.
That's just
Totally.
not fair.
Yes.
Please don't do
Thou
that.
shalt appreciate that I have a life.
And other children, and yeah.
Yes. Thou shalt give me the answers if you expect me to teach the material. It's always very helpful.
Well, and thou
Oh.
shalt not give homework during the holidays. For goodness sake, it's a
Yes.
holiday. For my child and for me.
Right. It's a holiday for all of us.
One I would lay down for doctors is, thou shalt not make my child wait for an hour in the waiting room and then be annoyed when they can't focus.
Oh, yeah.
Thou shalt reap what you sow,
Yeah.
doctor.
That's a good
Thou
idea.
shalt not blame me. I was there on time. I have been entertaining the child for an hour
Here's
while
another
you
one
did whatever you
for
do.
doctors.
Yes.
Thou shalt not tell me that my test results will be in a week. I cannot wait
What
that
shall
long.
they tell you instead?
Tell me now. That's a little
Okay.
unrealistic.
Thou shalt not make me wait a week for test results.
Exactly.
But also,
Thou shalt get thy butt to the
Thou
lab.
shalt not tell me they'll be there in a week and then not deliver
Yes.
them.
Oh,
Right?
even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Doctor, thou shalt not talk to me when thou could be talking to my child.
Yes.
And not
Here's one
just
for
doctor.
times.
That one goes for a lot of
Yes.
people, doesn't it?
Yes.
So.
Thou shalt not say embarrassing things to my child when my child is standing right there. Thou shalt not ask embarrassing questions. Thou shalt not act like my child cannot hear. Unless that is my child's particular disability. In which case, they can probably read your lips. But still.
You are not off the hook. Sorry.
Thou shalt cut it the heck out. I don't like it. I know we're not getting close to Christmas yet, but there are people who would like to think we are. I would say, thou shalt not get my child a toy that is developmentally inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt ask me and buy what I say. That was a thing for a while, the 5,000-piece puzzle for the kid with fine motor problems.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
And it could
Not
go
a
the
good
other
idea.
way, too, right? I mean,
Yes.
something
Yeah.
that is for preschoolers when they are certainly not one.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True. We appreciate your gift. Well, actually, thou shalt also not buy my kid toys that make noise, for I shall remove the battery immediately.
And blame you for giving them a broken toy.
That's right. I don't know what happened, I guess. Aunt so-and-so just doesn't care about you. That's okay.
Oh my
Can't be
goodness.
bothered to go and buy some batteries. It must have been a last-minute gift.
Crunched under your foot. Oh, it seems to be broken. It doesn't make that noise anymore.
Wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Whoever gave my kid that thing that said, ice cream, endlessly. I'm thinking of you.
Well, with so many of these commandments, I think we need some consequences. Like,
We
what
do.
happened?
Well, that is true. That is true,
we
attempt the wrath of the whatever from high atop the thing, you're gonna
A
have some
little West Wing
consequences.
reference. Just
Yes.
making that.
Thank you,
That
Toby
went
Seeger.
over my head. So, much like my dirty diaper commandment, which has a direct consequence involved with it,
Yes.
what would you command happen if somebody were to break your list of things that
Well,
must happen?
I mean, I think judge not lest ye be judged is a piece of wisdom that could apply here very well. And is often the consequence of somebody doing something I don't like.
Yes.
You're going to judge me. I judge you.
Two can play at this game.
Absolutely. I judge you as a judgy judger.
Well, I had some creative ones that
Got some a little more down to earth things there.
I think that breaking one of these commandments about how to treat parents, you should feel some of the punishments that parents have to undergo.
Absolutely.
Like, thou
Yes.
shalt be made to step on a Lego with bare feet.
Yes.
No.
Walk the hard
That's
road
right.
we have walked in bare feet.
Another consequence could be thou shalt be puked upon immediately after putting on a clean shirt.
Perfect.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's fitting retribution.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, I've seen it happen. Thou shalt be puked upon when your mouth is open.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Parenting is such a joy,
I
isn't
didn't
it?
go that far with my
Didn't happen to
punishment.
you?
No, it didn't happen to me, but it happened to my husband.
Oh.
Just
Wow.
baby spit up, not like bigger
Well, that
bigger
was
kid.
that was probably retribution for him having done something wrong,
Well,
right?
like,
He probably
don't
broke one of those
hold a
commandments.
baby over your head with your mouth open.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a natural consequence right there.
Rookie mistake.
Exactly. That one goes along with, like, if you have a baby boy, you got to learn how to keep that covered when you're changing diapers.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say that.
Yep.
That was a quick lesson.
Yes, it will happen.
Yep.
And my other one was, thou shalt find a bottle of curdled milk under the seat of thy minivan.
Oh.
If you do something
Oh.
that makes you deserving of punishment, that could happen to you.
Yeah, that is good.
Thou
That is
shalt
good.
run the washer with dirty Kleenexes still in the pockets.
Or you shall run the washer with the expensive toy you loaned my child to keep them occupied in a pocket.
That's right. Yeah.
Oops. Thou shalt sit in a restaurant with my children
Oh, yeah.
when the waitress just never comes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
I'll
idea.
take the first 20 minutes. And then I'm going to skip out.
Yeah.
And you take over. Have fun.
Bye.
Yes. That's always a good time.
Thou shalt explain to my child's teacher why their homework is not done.
Ah. Yes, that's fun.
That would work.
Thou shalt get the stink eye every time you talk in church.
Mm.
So many times people chatting behind me in a pew, and I'm like, why am I worrying about my kid making noise when grown-ups are talking?
Exactly. Just as bad.
I will stink eye you right back, lady.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Yes, and pray for your soul.
Not only must you step on that piece of Lego, as Catherine was referring to, but thou must pick up every piece of Lego
Yes.
that was left on the floor.
Oops, did I spell that 2,000-piece set of 2 peg Legos?
Or like Polly
I'm so
Pockets,
sorry.
or what are those things they have now? Shopkins.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Tiny pieces.
How about this one? Thou shalt be doomed to play Candyland
Oh,
for all
that is
eternity.
harsh.
That's
Or
the
you know what
worst.
I find even worse is the game of life. Please.
Way worse. Oh,
That is a
that
terrible
is
punishment.
painful. It really is.
Is that game still
yes.
around? Does that still exist?
Yeah.
We have it.
Yes. Thou shalt always have to pull out the ricketiest block on Jenga. Thou shalt play Uno with a game of Uno with a kid who changes the rules every 2 turns.
I think that's happened to you, Terry.
Yes, my son is a creative Uno player. He has many proprietary rules.
The AM special.
Absolutely. Designed to make the games last forever. Let's play with 6 decks.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I think I saw a picture of him somewhere with a huge deck. The endless game.
Yes, he's eventually come to the point where he just plays with himself now. And you asked to play with him because that's fine. You don't have to.
You wouldn't understand anyway.
You who violated the commandments, you have to.
And you're going to have to deal with his frustration when you don't know the rules.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty good at this, you guys.
Yeah.
I think we are. I think people should try not to cross us.
No. We will have a list of consequences a mile long.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared.
You shall take a long road trip with the music of my child's choice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or a stack of children's movies to play over and over.
Thou shalt watch every episode of Hannah Montana at least 5 times over.
Ouch.
I've probably done them at least once. My daughter was into that. Oh,
So-
Miley.
Oh, you know what
Well-
I find to be a terrible fate? Being
Yes.
forced to watch someone else play a video game.
Oh,
Watch me. Watch this. Watch this.
yeah.
Look at this. Look what I can do.
Yeah.
Watch this.
You'll just duck out, and the person who broke the commandment can just sit there for you.
And
That sounds
make
excellent.
admiring noises from time to time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That could be a job. You could pay somebody to do that.
Yes.
Just sit in the background and go, "Oh, wow, wow, look at that move. That's great."
Thou shalt have to loan your phone to a child with sticky or
fingers.
spit-covered hands. I'm sure it'll come off that nice case eventually.
No problem.
Well,
Have we been cruel for long
Yeah, I
enough?
think so, probably.
we're really good at this. We have to have part 2.
Yes.
Yes.
To be continued
To be continued.
when
And
people
if
take us off.
And if you do not remember, I don't even know what I was going to say there. See?
Thou shalt have to listen to us struggle to complete a sentence for 45 minutes.
All right.
This is the bad place.
I shall skip saying something, clever and just say, remember, you can hear a new speed round every Wednesday through Friday.
Because, by the way, that was a speed round, what we just did.
And thou better listen.
Yes. Or else. Hi, we hope you're enjoying this episode of Parenting Roundabout. We're not one of those podcasts that's trying to sell you websites or mattresses or meal kits. I mean, we totally would, but no one's asked us yet.
There is, however, something you can do that costs you nothing, but will put a little change in our pockets. Listen to our podcast on the Radio Public app. Download the app to your iPhone or Android device and listen to Parenting Roundabout there, and we'll get paid for each listen. Plus a little more if you listen a lot.
We think you'll enjoy listening to all your podcasts on this app, but if you could at least listen to Parenting Roundabout there, we'd be very grateful. Now, back to the episode.
Well, now we are going to be positive and bring you some things that we've read or seen or used recently that we want to shout out and share with you.
Yay!
Terry, what are you going to talk to us about?
I just wanted to mention that I will be going to the Gluten-Free Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey again. Last year I did it for the first time as an official blogger for the expo, and it was so fun, and I took a picture of everything I saw there and tweeted it. So I will be planning to do that again this time. So it's October 13th and 14th. So on those days, you might want to check out my Twitter feed at Mamatude and see all the many, many, many amazing different gluten-free things that there are. Last year, I pretty much ate my way around the entire exhibition hall until I had actually had too many cookies, which is something I did not think was possible. This year I'm on Weight Watchers, so I don't know. Gluten-free does not mean low-cal, so I may have to just photograph delicious things, but I will do that for sure. So check that out, and if you are interested in going to that expo, if you live near Secaucus, New Jersey, I might have a free pass or two to share. So hit me up on Twitter. Ask me about it, and maybe I can set you up.
Nice. And I think I remember last year that they had it in other cities, right?
They do, yes. We'll have the link to the expo in the show notes, and you can look and you can find it in a city near you. It is really fun to do, and it's something they do if you don't want to have to pay to go. They are always looking... I imagine they do this everywhere. They're usually looking for volunteers to, take money from people as they come in, take tickets and stuff like that. And if you volunteer, then you get a pass to go in for free. So that's another, and you also get a t-shirt. So that's another way to do it if you want to go and you don't want to pay the money. But it really, if you are gluten-free yourself, if you have a child who is gluten-free, if you're just curious, it's amazing the amount of stuff that's out there that you might not never necessarily know about. But you can go, you can try it. They usually have samples. You can, get free samples to take home. You can get brochures about them. You can find out how to order them, what stores have them, where you can get them. And just, it's, if you're used to being restricted, to just go and see an entire huge exhibition hall full of all things that you can eat is really amazing. I highly recommend. checking it out.
All right. And how about you, Nicole? I know you were raving about this item the other day, so we said you had to talk about it.
Oh my gosh. I will tell anybody that will listen. I will stop people in the street.
Sing it, sister.
Women need to know about this.
Yes.
This is like, my life has been made because okay, what is like one of the things that women just hate wearing?
2 different kind of shoes.
A bra. I mean, like, how awful is it to, like, not only the process of shopping for it and then, actually having to wear the darn thing.
Yes.
And the straps that dig into your shoulders and the underwire. Yeah. And it's just a shocking experience that no human should have to go through. And especially for women who, have a little bit more up top, it's even more difficult because the selection is much, much more scarce. However,
let me say from the other side of the spectrum, the selection is pretty scarce also. The what is it? The double A or the super, super, super small cups.
Oh, yeah.
Are hard to get also.
Well,
which is why I'm wearing an undershirt right now.
Like Victoria's Secret and stuff. You can go in there. No, you're not getting any empathy from me.
I'm talking about like the AAA.
No. No.
The really, really, honey, you're probably not old enough for a bra. Come back in a couple of years. That's the size I'm looking for.
Well, let's just say it's not a cakewalk on the other side. But until this past week, when I received in the mail, because I had purchased online the week before, the best bra in the whole world. This is a bra. It's so good. You do not want to take it off. That's how good it is.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
Actually, it feels like you're getting a back massage when you wear this bra. I kid you not.
It's impressive.
I could sleep in it. I could exercise in it. I could go out for dinner in it. It is so versatile and so comfortable.
Wow.
And get this. So it is reversible. So one side is beige, like nude, and the other side is black. Can you believe it? And
wow.
It's like, it keeps, it's like, it doesn't stretch out. It doesn't like, oh my God, it's amazing. So anyway, it's a bra.
What is the brand name and do they do sponsorships on podcasts?
Well, this is what we're going to find out because let me tell you, I will highly review every one of their bras. Without, I would say without sponsorship, but ideally. But seriously though, people go to Spanx.com, SPANX.com. And let me tell you, I've got the bralette, I think it is, or I don't know if it's this. Yeah, bralette or something.
I'm going there right now.
And you just slip it on over. There's no hooks. There's no fiddling around with to fix your straps, nothing. It just fits beautifully. And I'm going to be purchasing up a storm here in the next few days because I'm restocking my drawer. Not that I have a lot, but I'm restocking.
The rest of them are all going in the trash.
That is exciting.
They are all going in the trash. Actually, half of them are already there. I am so mad at myself for wearing those horrible bras for so many years because this is just like God's gift to women. That's what I'm shouting out this week. A Spanx bra.
All right.
Excellent.
I'm a little over the top with it.
You sure are.
But trust me, it's worth it.
Well, mine's going to sound really fun and exciting. But the other day, we were talking about one of us having an issue with credit card fraud, debit card fraud, and I mentioned to you both that I had done a credit freeze on myself and my husband and my kids. I did it for everyone. Well, I think my husband did his own, actually. But you can go to the 3 major credit bureaus, and there's a way to basically freeze your account with them. Your your social security number or whatever it is, so that nobody can take out a new credit card or a loan or whatever fraudulently. And you can do it for your kid under 18, who obviously does not need to be getting a card.
Right.
And I think that, there is concern about kids being subject to credit card issues.
Right.
So you can do it for your kids. It's, it's somewhat of a pain. It's bureaucratic, you've got to come up with various documents, and some of them had, for adults, for doing it for myself, some of the bureaus had pretty simple online forms that you could fill out. For your kids, it was a little harder. You had to be proving that you were their parent and they were your kid, and you could do this on their behalf. So that was a little harder. But it's a nice thing to do for peace of mind. And basically you get you get like a PIN number, so that when the time comes that you need to undo what you've done, you can do that using this PIN number.
Wow.
Okay. That's interesting.
There you go.
Good to know.
Super thrilling.
Yeah.
Good to know.
One of those things.
Yes. It's on our minds.
Yeah.
Well, boy, that brought us down there after that exciting bra story.
We should have done that in a different order.
Well, for our final segment today, we're going to do a little shameless self-promotion and direct you to some things on our sites that we think you should take a look at. I will continue to say, to keep with my pledge to write one blog post a week in response to having said something here. Last week, I think it was Tuesday before it went up, but it'll get there. It'll get there somewhere in the vicinity of when the podcast goes up. So keep looking at my blog at mamatude.blogspot.com. Catherine, what do you got this week?
Another piece that highlights, and if you listened last week, I mentioned that it was an interview with Catherine Reynolds Lewis about her book. And so that interview actually has 2 accompanying pieces that go with it. And so the first one that I'm going to mention this week is called 7 Genius Skill Building Confidence Boosting Chores. So her book talks a lot about how you can use chores to build kids' confidence and to help them feel more capable, and in turn that it's all part of her process, her sort of behavior suggestions that she makes in the book. So we put together a list of chores that kids can do and the ways that they benefit your child, in addition to you're getting a clean floor or whatever it is. There's other things that they can do for your kids. So that is available at Highlights.
All right. And how about you, Nicole?
Well, it's not anything I've written, but it's something that I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks. Does that count?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. Okay. Well, I will be heading up to San Jose in a couple of weeks, and I will be presenting at the Inclusion Collaborative State Conference, which is sponsored by the Santa Clara County Office of Education. And I'll be doing a workshop there on Thursday, October the 25th. So, you can check it out if you Google Inclusion Collaborative Conference, and there's a whole, I was looking at the speakers yesterday, and there's not just me. There's a whole bunch of us.
Now for that, Nicole, you're going to want to make sure you have matching shoes.
I think so.
You can get away with it at the hospital, but it's going to take away from your credibility.
Yeah. I need to get somebody to double check.
Unless you can make an inclusion message out of it.
It could be acceptance, no judgment.
Yeah, acceptance of people who are a little bit different, things you don't understand. Give people the benefit of the doubt. There you go. See, you got a whole program out of it. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Parenting Roundabout. We hope you enjoyed it and that you'll join us every week. You can listen to podcast episodes on Radio Public or download them from Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe so that you get all of our podcasts and mini podcasts.
You can also follow us on Twitter, where I am at Nicole Erdix. Catherine is at C. Haleko. and Terry is at Momitude. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at Roundabout Chat and look for us on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, YouTube, and Instagram too.
Best of all, stop by our podcast page at parentingroundabout.com and read recaps, find links on everything we've mentioned, and talk back in the comments. Thanks to John Morin at johnjmorin.com for providing our in and out music. And I wish everyone a great week.